There is a sentence 7 words long that the county appraisal district is praying you never say. I need you to hear what I'm about to say. I need you to hear it like your retirement depends on it. Because in a real way it does. This sentence can put $4,250 back into your pocket. That is real money. That is not a guess. That is not a trick. That is your money sitting inside a government office right now, waiting for you to show up and ask for it. But you have to ask. You have to say the words. That is the secret the county appraisal district does not want you to know. They will never call you. They will never send you a letter that says, hey, you might qualify for this. They will never knock on your door and tell you what you missed. They are counting on your silence. They are counting on you paying the bill. They are counting on you trusting them to tell you the truth. And they have been counting on that trust for years. This money legally belongs to you. I need you to sit with that sentence. This is not charity. This is not a bonus. This is written into the Texas Property Tax Code. It has been there for decades. It is real. And the county appraisal district knows it. But every year, thousands of seniors pay the full bill anyway. They pay it because they did not know. They pay it because nobody told them. They pay it because they trusted the wrong people, and they pay it because they did not say the 7 words. $4,250. That is the average refund a Texas homeowner over 65 can collect if they filed their senior homestead exemption late. Some collect more, some collect a little less, but most collect something. Most collect somewhere in the thousands. This is not a tip. This is not a coupon. This is the law. Before I give you the words, hit the like button. Not for me, but to fight the algorithm that tries to hide this from seniors. Every like is a signal to the system that we are not staying quiet anymore. YouTube does not want you to see this. Facebook does not want this to land in your feed. The big platforms have decided that seniors like you are not their target audience anymore. They want clicks from younger viewers. They want ad money from impulse buyers. They want engagement that lasts 3 seconds before someone swipes away. When you hit like on this video, you break that system, even just for 1 second. You tell the algorithm that this matters. You tell the platform that seniors are still here. You tell the system that we are not staying quiet anymore. So hit like before we go any further. And if you have a moment, hit subscribe too. That one is even more powerful. That tells the system, send me the next one, send me the next warning, send me the next thing they did not want me to hear. We are going to fight back today. Together. Let me tell you about my neighbor Mary. Mary is 71 years old. She lives 2 doors down from me in a small house her husband built with his own hands in 1983. Her husband passed away in 2014. She has been living alone ever since. Every Tuesday, I bring her a casserole. Every Sunday morning, she waves at me from the porch with that little coffee cup in her hand. Mary paid her property tax bill every single year since she turned 65. She paid the full bill. She never missed a payment, never paid late. She thought she was doing the right thing. She thought paying the full amount made her a good citizen. She thought the appraisal district would tell her if there was a cheaper way. Last year, Mary got sick. She spent 3 weeks in the hospital. The medical bills came in like a flood. She had to pull money out of her savings just to keep her lights on. She had to sell a few of her husband's old tools just to make her car payment. I went over to visit her in October. I sat at her kitchen table. I noticed a stack of unopened property tax bills on the counter. They were stamped, paid in full. Mary, I said, did you ever file the senior homestead exemption? She looked at me like I had spoken a foreign language. She tilted her head a little. She set down her coffee cup. What exemption? She asked. I explained it to her. I told her about the $10,000 reduction on her school district taxes. I told her about the additional $10,000 reduction on her other local taxes. I told her about the school tax ceiling that locks her school district property tax bill at the amount she paid the year she turned 65. Mary started to cry. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind, the kind where you cannot even hear the breath catch. She said, "Why didn't they tell me?" I did not have a good answer for her. There was no good answer to give. The county appraisal district knew she qualified back in 2017. They had her date of birth on file. They had her homestead on file. They had her age confirmed by her driver's license renewal every 4 years. They knew she had crossed 65. The law never required her to pay it, but the county appraisal district kept the check anyway, for 5 years. About $4,000 she should have kept in her own bank account. Money she earned, money she should have used for groceries or for her prescriptions or for a new roof on that little house her husband built. Mary got some of it back, not all of it. She had to fight for it. She had to file the forms herself. She had to make phone calls she was scared to make. And she is still waiting on some of the refund checks to clear at the bank. Mary is not a number. Mary is not a statistic on a government spreadsheet. Mary is a real person, and her story is not rare. It is happening all over Texas right now. It is happening to your neighbor down the street. It might be happening to you. I do not want that to be you. I do not want you to be sitting in your kitchen 3 years from now looking at a refund check that came too late. I do not want you to have to call your grandchild for help because you missed a benefit that the law already gave you. So I am going to walk you through it, step by step, plain language, no jargon, no legalese, just what to do and how to do it. We are going to do what the County Appraisal District hoped you would never do. We are going to ask the right question, and we are going to get your money back. First, let me tell you what we are talking about. It is called the Senior Homestead Exemption. That is the official name. In Texas, if you are 65 or older and you own the home you live in, you qualify. It does not matter how much money you have in the bank. It does not matter if you still work part-time. It does not matter where in the state you live. If you are 65 and you own your home, you qualify. There are 3 separate benefits that come with the Senior Homestead Exemption. Most seniors only know about one of them. Most appraisal district clerks never even mention the other 2. That is not an accident. That is the system working exactly the way it was built to work. The first benefit is the $10,000 reduction on your school district taxes. Once you file the form, the appraisal district applies this automatically. The first $10,000 of your home's value is taken off the table before your school tax bill is calculated. Your school district tax bill shrinks immediately. The second benefit is the additional $10,000 reduction on all your other local taxes. This is the one nobody talks about. This is the one that requires an extra box to be checked on the form. If you do not check it, you do not get it. This additional $10,000 comes off the value of your home before your county tax, your city tax, your water district tax, your hospital district tax, and any other local taxing unit calculates what you owe. The third benefit is the school tax ceiling. This is the crown jewel. Write this down in your mind. Once you turn 65 and you file the exemption, your school district property tax bill is frozen, locked in. It cannot go up for as long as you live in that home and own it. Every single year you pay the same dollar amount you paid the year you turned 65, even if your home value climbs, even if the tax rate climbs, even if the school district raises taxes and your neighbors see their bills double. Your bill stays the same. That is 3 separate benefits, 3 separate chances to save thousands of dollars, 3 separate chances for the county appraisal district to keep your money if you stay quiet. The Senior Homestead Exemption is not a loophole. It is not a trick. It is not a scheme. It is the official name written into the Texas Property Tax Code at Section 11.13. It has been on the books for decades. It was put there deliberately. It was put there to keep seniors in their homes. The County Appraisal District knows this law better than anyone on earth. They process these forms every single day. They know exactly who qualifies. They know exactly how much each senior is owed, and they will not volunteer the information unless you ask. That is not a benefit they earn commission on. That is a benefit they are betting you will never claim. The official name of the form you need is the Residence Homestead Exemption Application. You will also see it called Form 50-114. Either name works. Either search will get you where you need to go. That is the what. The exemption itself, the form, the section of the tax code, the official name, that is the foundation. Now let me show you the how. Now let me show you how to actually do this. I am going to give you the exact steps. No guessing, no running in circles. Just what to do, in the order you should do it. You have 2 ways to file. Pick the one that feels easier for you. They both work. The County Appraisal District accepts both. The first way is online. Open your web browser. In the search box at the top, type these words, Texas Senior Homestead Exemption Form. That is it, just those 5 words. Press enter. The first result that comes up will be on the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts website. That is the state office that oversees every county appraisal district in Texas. Click on that link. Find the section for homestead exemptions. Look for the form that says Residence Homestead Exemption Application. Download the PDF. Print it out on regular paper. Take it to your kitchen table. Sit down with a pen. The form is 1 page. It asks for your name, your address, your date of birth, the year you turned 65, and a checkbox confirming you live in the home as your primary residence. There is 1 more checkbox for the additional $10,000 exemption. Mark that one too. Do not skip it. That is thousands of dollars you would be leaving on the table. The second way is to call your county appraisal district directly. The phone number is printed on every property tax bill you have ever received. Look at the top of your most recent bill. You will see the name of your county appraisal district. You will see a phone number right under it. Call that number during normal business hours. When a person answers, say this: I am calling to file the senior homestead exemption for my residence. That is the full sentence. They will know exactly what you mean. They will mail you a form or walk you through the questions over the phone. You will need to provide proof of age. A driver's license works. A birth certificate works. A passport works. Most people just snap a photo of their driver's license and mail it in, or scan it and email it. Either one is fine. That is the how. Search Texas Senior Homestead Exemption Form on the internet or call the phone number at the top of your property tax bill. That is the entire process. And here is something important I want you to know. The County Appraisal District will not call you back to remind you to file this. They will not mail you a friendly postcard that says, "Hey, you might be missing out." They have no legal duty to tell you about this exemption. The law only requires them to grant it after you ask. So ask, make the call, fill out the form, take the first move. Now I am going to give you the 7 words, the exact words, the sentence you need to say out loud or write down the next time you talk to anyone connected to your property tax. Here it is. Say it with me right now, out loud if you can. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? 7 words. That is the question that works every single time. That is the question that cuts through the jargon and the legalese and the long government forms. That is the question they have to answer. You can say it out loud. You can write it down on a piece of paper. You can read it off a sticky note. You can hand it to a clerk on a folded index card. Whatever works for your comfort level. Just make sure those 7 words leave your mouth or leave your hand. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? Let me show you how powerful this is. Walk into your county appraisal district. Walk up to the front desk clerk, hand the clerk a sticky note with those 7 words written on it. The clerk will read it. Then the clerk will pull out every exemption an over 65 homeowner in Texas can claim. They will walk you through every single one of them. They will not have a choice. Those 7 words tell them you know your rights, or use it on the phone. Call the number on your tax bill. When they answer, just say those 7 words. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? They will not hang up on you. They will not transfer you to a voicemail machine that never calls back. They will answer the question, because they have to. This sentence works because it does the work for you. You do not have to know the form numbers. You do not have to memorize the law. You do not have to remember the technical name of the exemption. You just have to say the 7 words. The system does the rest. And here is the most important part. I want you to grab a sticky note right now, before you forget. Use a pen. Write big letters. Put those 7 words on the note. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? Put that sticky note somewhere you will see it every single day. Put it near your wallet. Put it on your refrigerator door. Put it by the front door of your house. Put it on the bathroom mirror where you brush your teeth in the morning. Put it next to your reading glasses. Put it where you cannot miss it. Because the moment you walk out of your house to do anything related to your money, your property, your taxes, your bank account, your insurance, you need to have that sticky note with you. Read it before you pick up the phone. Read it before you walk into any office. Read it before you sign anything. Read it before you talk to anyone who claims to be from the county appraisal district or from any government office. That is when scammers strike. That is when they try to confuse you. And that is when those 7 words become a wall they cannot break through. 7 words on a sticky note, that is all it takes. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? Now let me tell you the part that is going to surprise you. The part that makes this whole video worth watching until the very last second. You can get your money back. Not just starting today, not just going forward. You can get the last 2 to 3 years back. The county appraisal district will refund what you overpaid you. They will write you a check. They will mail it to your house. They will not charge you a fee. They will not take a cut. They will not ask you to fill out another 12-page form. This is the part they really, really do not want you to know. Because once you hear it, you cannot unhear it. And once you file, you cannot unfile it. The money comes back. The check arrives. And that money is gone from the county appraisal district's books forever. In Texas, you can file for the senior homestead exemption retroactively for up to 2 years. That means if you turned 65 in 2023 and just found out about this, you can still file for 2024 and 2025. You get those 2 years back. The refund check usually arrives in about 60 to 90 days, depending on your county. Some counties are faster, some are slower. They all pay eventually, but there is another rule that helps even more. If the appraisal district sent you any written notice during the past 2 years that mentioned the senior exemption and you did not file within 60 days of getting that notice, the late filing deadline extends even further. Some seniors have collected 3 years of refunds because of this rule. Some have collected 4 years. It depends on the paperwork trail and whether the appraisal district did their job the way the law requires. So the average refund, depending on the value of your home and the tax rate where you live, lands between $1,500 and $3,500 for 2 years. For 3 years, it can land between $2,400 and $4,250. That is the windfall. That is the part nobody ever told you about. And most seniors never ask. They pay the bill. They never think twice. They never call the appraisal district. They never file the form. And every single year, the county appraisal district keeps the difference. I want to make sure that is not your story. I want to make sure you are not Mary. Let me walk you through what to do. The same form, the same phone number, but with one extra step. After you file the senior homestead exemption, ask this question, either on the phone or in person at the appraisal district office. What is the deadline for retroactive filing for prior tax years? They have to tell you. By law, they have to tell you. They cannot lie to you. They cannot hide the answer from you. If you ask, they answer. Then say, I want to file for the prior years I missed. They will walk you through it. There might be a separate form for the prior years, or they might use a single form with a checkbox for selecting the years. Either way, they know the process. They handle it routinely. They just never had to do it for you because you never asked before. If you are filing online, the same rule applies. Download the Residence Homestead Exemption application, mark the box for 65 or older. Below that, look for the section that lets you mark which tax year you are claiming. Fill in the prior tax years. Submit the form. The system processes it. If they push back, if they tell you it is too late and they cannot help you, that is when the 7 words come out again, out loud or on paper. It does not matter. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? Say it. Let them hear it. They almost always back down because they know what the tax code says and they know you are asking exactly the right question. When the refund arrives, the county will mail you a check or apply a credit to your next year's tax bill. Either way, the money comes back to you. You do not owe them any fees. You do not pay a service charge. They do not take a percentage. It is your money returned to you by law. Some counties mail a check automatically. Some will only send the refund after you request it in writing. If they ask for a written request, write this exactly. I am requesting my retroactive senior homestead exemption refund for tax years. Fill in the years. Please issue the refund as a check to my mailing address on file. Keep a copy of that letter. Keep the stamped envelope. Keep the receipt from the post office. Keep it in a folder labeled Money I Got Back. That way, if anything ever goes sideways, you have proof on paper. Here's what I want you to remember. The refund is not a bonus. It is not a gift. It is not the county appraisal district being nice. It is your money. It is your property tax that the appraisal district overcharged you for years. They are simply giving it back. That is what the law says they have to do. And here is the truth that makes me angry every time I think about it. The vast majority of seniors in Texas never ask for this refund. They never know it exists. Their tax preparer does not mention it, their banker does not mention it, their accountant does not mention it, the appraisal district does not mention it, and they pay the bill year after year, never knowing they had a choice. You now know. That is the difference between you and the silent majority. That is the difference between you and Mary. You now know. I want to remind you of one more thing before we close. Most people never ask for this refund. The money simply stays with the county appraisal district forever. It does not earn interest for you. It does not help your grandchildren. It does not pay for your prescriptions or for that roof repair you have been putting off. It just sits in a government account year after year until the budget cycle spends it on something else. And most seniors never ask. They never hear about it. They never know. They pay the bill. They pay it again. They pay it again. And every year the county appraisal district keeps the difference. That ends today. That ends with you. So let me give you one last piece of advice. After you file, after you get your refund, after you take your power back from the system, tell someone. Tell your neighbor. Tell your sister who lives 2 states away. Tell the man you met at the diner last Tuesday. Tell your barber. Tell your preacher. Tell anyone who will listen. Because every senior who knows is a senior who gets their money back. And every senior who does not know is a senior who pays for something the law never required them to pay. That is the system. That is how it works. And you are about to break it for yourself and everyone you tell. Now, I am going to say the 7 words one more time. Slowly, I want you to hear every single one come out of my mouth. Over 65, what am I exempt from? I am over 65. What am I exempt from? That is the 7 words. That is the magic sentence. That is the spell that wakes up the system and forces it to give you what is yours. I want you to say it before you hang up the phone. I want you to say it before you walk into the appraisal district office. I want you to say it before you sign anything related to your property tax bill. I want you to whisper it before you talk to anyone who calls you claiming to be from any government office. That is when scammers strike. That is when they try to take advantage. And that is when the 7 words become a shield they cannot break through. Stick that sticky note near your wallet. Stick it on the refrigerator. Stick it on the bathroom mirror where you brush your teeth. Read it every morning when you wake up. Read it every night before you go to bed. Read it until those 7 words are the first thing that comes out of your mouth the moment someone asks you about your property taxes. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? That is your shield. That is your weapon. That is your ticket out of a system that has been quietly overcharging you for years.